Mike.
Since Sunday's going to be Veterans Day, and so I figured I'd do some war poems. Start with War's Honor. I could not love you half so much, loved I not honor more. Where then is the honor of going off to war? Where is all the honor in guns and blood and death? What good is all your honor if poison gas takes away your breath? Yes, men have always borne the cross Yes, men have always borne the cross of facing distant foe, while wives and loves are left to ask, why must my good man go? But in that land so far away, men steal and rape and kill. The strong, unchecked, grow stronger and do just what they will. And as they grow in evil and they extend their sway, so the looting, rape, and death they spread may reach even here one day. If men and honor won't step forth, the world itself might fall. 'Tis best to pluck that evil out while it's distant and still small. There is no honor waiting here for the blood and flame of war. How could I stay and love you then? Loved I not honor more? And this is a war poem, Star Wars. And there were stars, and men claimed them for their sons. And there were wars, as the claims were made with guns. And here's the crime. There were stars and worlds enough for every man, but every time there are those who've taken others if they can. At last it's done. The worlds are wrecked and beggared by the wars. And round each sun, brute man gazes upward at the stars. We sent our very best. We sent our very best, and they died with all the rest. We spent our country's youth and blood in the foreign muck and mud. And what did we get for thanks? Graffiti saying, "Go home, Yanks." We still occupy these lands, opposed by patriotic firebrands, opposed by peaceniks everywhere. Somehow it doesn't seem quite fair. We spent youth's blood and then our gold, while the unspent youth grew cynical and old. The world reviles us more and more, as we are blamed for every war. Friends, trust, goodwill, all decrease. We won the war and lost the peace. The halls of hell. Oh, I have walked the halls of hell and heard the devil's laughter, and the sound of death and shot and shell will haunt me forever after. I went to war as my country bid, like my father and his before. And because of the things I saw and the things I did, I'll feel the pain forevermore. Still I returned to my home again, and the devil howled in glee. To add to my burden of sorrow and pain, my country had turned on me. I have survived that war and rejection and all, and I'm doing fairly well. But I dread the thought of another call to the devil's halls of hell. And this one is sort of like the other one, about honor. A generation without war. A generation without war. They thought they'd need to fight no more. Then a tyrant did arise, and it was no threat to their eyes. The elders simply wasted breath when they talked of freedom earned by death. Why fight politicians? Why fight? Politicians are all much the same. Then the tyrant's armies came, and all those young fools by and by wished the worst thing they had to do was die. Well, I don't count too well, I'm doing 6. After the battle, they were men, real living men, the same as you and I. They went off to fight and win the war. They didn't expect to die. And the generals too were living men, with all men's foibles, faults, and fears. But the decisions all those generals made reached downward through the years. Nations hang on little things when mighty armies fiercely clash. Pride or fear or a moment's time can turn dreams to reality or ash. But the men who die won't know or care which side lost or won. They'll never know the history they have wrought when the battle's done. And we won't know what hopes they had, why they stayed and fought or ran. We see the bodies on the battlefield, but how can we know each one as a man? How can we ever know the life they left, the loved ones left behind, with 10,000 dead upon the field? How can we know each soul and mind? It's hard to look at all the bodies there and think each one could once dream and feel. At this time and distance, it's hard to accept that each of these poor dead men was real.